Broadcast generic. And your first question is, what drew you to this story?
What drew me to Springsteen, Deliver Me from Nowhere, is a very intimate and personal story and chapter in Bruce's life that not a lot of people are aware of. It's a time when Bruce has just come off the River Tour. He's ascending to superstardom, but it wasn't enough. There was something unresolved that was swirling through Bruce's life at this time. He moves back to New Jersey into a rental house in Colts Neck, New Jersey, and he faces the unresolved childhood trauma and anguish that he'd been experiencing all of his life. And the choice for Bruce not to chase arenas and the roar of arenas and number one hits, but instead to choose silence, a 4-track recorder, and the courage to look inward. That gave us Nebraska, one of the best records of the last 50 years, in my opinion. And that's why I made the film.
What was behind the decision to concentrate on a specific time in Springsteen's life as opposed to covering more of his life and career?
I think I decided to choose this very narrow and specific time in Bruce's life for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's a time in Bruce's life that most people are unaware of. We know Bruce from Born in the USA, Born to Run, Darkness on the Edge of Town, Greetings from Asbury Park, Tunnel of Love, many, many others. But Nebraska is unlike most of his other work. It's very interior. It's more somber. It's, for me, incredibly powerful. And I think it would be easier to tell the story and maybe more expected of Born in the USA or Born to Run. But I felt that we have a lot of musical biopic films that cover a rise to fame or a cradle to grave narrative in an artist's life. And for me, that felt too broad. I felt that if I could focus on this incredibly important chapter in Bruce's life, admittedly, he says it's his most painful chapter, then I could tell in this particular time frame all of Bruce's life. And I hope you agree.
What was it like meeting and working with Bruce?
Meeting and working with Bruce Springsteen is one of the most profound creative experiences I've had. So often people say to you, don't meet your heroes because they'll disappoint you. Bruce not only didn't disappoint me, he exceeded my expectations at every turn. He's a man of great humility and kindness. He's incredibly supportive. He just happens to be one of the great singer-songwriters of all time. But for me, he is, he's become almost like a father figure in some ways. And I'm so grateful that he's allowed me to tell this most vulnerable chapter in his life.
And lastly, what effect do you hope this film has on an audience?
I hope this film affects audiences in a couple of ways. I hope if they're an ardent Bruce Springsteen fan, or if they're a casual fan, they'll go home after seeing the film, they'll sit in the dark, and they'll listen to Nebraska and really listen to it. Because for me, it's a record that I return to at my lowest and my highest, and it never disappoints. And I've listened to that album probably more than any other album that I've ever listened to. That's one reason. And I think the second reason is that people can see that Bruce Springsteen, a global icon, a legend, can suffer mental anguish and find the right help to get through it. That other men who don't know how to give voice to their pain or feel stigmatized in giving voice to their pain will seek out the help that might not only help them, but like Bruce, saved their life. And that's sometimes the power of cinema, that we see ourselves in these stories. And if we can see ourselves in Bruce Springsteen, and that he can get through some of the darkest chapters of his life, then maybe we can too.